about some of the great hymns of faith, I think about the best way to characterize these last two segments of the text. Put on the gospel armor, each piece put on with prayer. We talked about the battle. You went into extra innings trying to talk about what's kind of breaking out in our culture and specifically what's taking place in your world. You're one of the most transparent groups that I've been with. But I'm on a mission to say this. This should be the norm. This should not be atypical. Everywhere I go, this is the way it should be. And so may you continually lead the way as I tell your stories to others around the country. Because when men in Montana get it, everybody is going to win. And so long to continue that journey of transparency, authenticity. So we recognize the battle. And to use the old Navy term, we want to assume our battle stations. And then we talk about the enemy, his schemes, his strategies. Just like Coach V watched game film on Alabama. And we were to be successful in that one specific day. Next year, be a different season. We'll see. A lot of our guys are back. We're anxious for another opportunity. Can we repeat it? I had a chance to coach, I mentioned to you, 4 state championship teams. The most disappointing day, I had a great conversation with Nick Deal up here tonight at our meal. He asked, what's your most defining moment and why? We had a good exchange on that. The most disappointing loss I've experienced was one of our 4 teams won a state championship. We got back the next year, but we were so content. We just thought we were just going to walk in there, and they're going to bow down and just let us walk through that. And the other team brought the fight, and I punched all the buttons. On a much smaller scale, I knew why Nick Saban realized it ain't happening tonight. Because we got to the third quarter of that state championship basketball game, and you could just see, the other team had our number that specific evening. There was nothing else that I could do. Bringing people off the bench, change defenses, it wasn't going to happen. I had a chance to go back and talk to those former athletes. Did I overcoach you in that tournament? They said, absolutely not. We underplayed and we underperformed. You knew what we had to do, and we didn't respond. The hardest thing in athletics is repeat as a champion. And so I also share that with you as a challenge. As strong of a response as you have given this week, going back to the morning session, the enemy is not far away with an ambush. And so that's why we've got to have guys in our foxhole. Hey, we're going to talk about the armor tonight, so I'm armored up. There's only 2 shirts I've ever worn. I've been given a lot of shirts from guys all across the country. The one this morning, they felt that strongly. And I'd love to see them on the front of your shirt the next time I come. Who's your foxhole? But I love these 3 aspects that you're longing for. Finding connection, finding engagement, and looking for ways to serve God faithfully. So I told Jessica for the last session, I'm going to armor up, wear your uniform, and appreciate that opportunity. Every time I put it on and go somewhere, I'll wear yours like I did the Men of Steel, to use you as an example. So much like my All-State goalkeeper, who was thankful that we got him his grill, and we coached him up the hardest for him to accomplish what his potential level. You see, in athletics, here's a player's performance level, here's their potential level. And as another coach and I were discussing last evening, Barry, it's our job to raise the performance level to meet the potential level. And there's tremendous potential level with all you guys here this evening. But the text now takes us to the armor. As we see these various pieces, everything will be adorned on the soldier's front iron. Nothing in the rear. Now the Roman soldiers of that day, they fought back to back. That's why there's nothing there. And to go back to who's in your foxhole, hey, I'm face to face with my wife, but I'm going to get back to back with you on the battlefield. And then I'm going to be shoulder to shoulder in prayer house to encourage you and for you to encourage me. So let's look at the text and have a chance to experience this together. I'll let you remain seated because of the endurance factor. We get to the 4th quarter of the game. Sometimes we call timeouts because we can see fatigue. And so we talked about battle fatigue this morning. We've had a long day, and so we'll look forward to this evening. But we work our way through this particular text now in Ephesians 6, beginning in verse number 14. You can still read in unison in a strong voice with me, please. So stand firm and hold your ground, having tightened the belt of truth, having put on the breastplate of an upright heart, and having strapped on your feet the gospel of peace, in preparation to face the enemy with firm-footed stability and the readiness produced by the good news. Above all, lift up a protective shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. And take the helmet of deliverance and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Let's walk through these various pieces of armor as we think about putting on the gospel armor. The belt of truth gives us protection from error. Now, you've heard a lot about the living word this weekend. I hope you don't misunderstand or misrepresent that I'm backing off the written word at all. I'm just asking you to balance out too. And this particular group will reach its potential when that takes place. When I met you in 2014 at ISI, had a chance to follow up with Justin, a lot of great things are happening around the written word. But if you'll take that living word and bounce that out and go back and reach those fringe guys, I'd love to see God put a couple hundred people in one of these retreat weekends. And that can happen because I've seen it take place. So the belt of truth gives us protection from error. John 8:44 is a companion scripture we would give to you for the belt of truth. Secondly, the breastplate of righteousness. This gives us protection of right living. You may know the name Gary Rosberg. He's a marriage counselor in Des Moines, Iowa. I will be with him. They're having the 30th anniversary of their men's group. It'll be on Wednesday mornings. I'll be there in Des Moines in August. That's going to be a high privilege to be with Gary once again. And Gary and his wife have done marriage counseling for many years, Promise Keeper speaker. When I was with him last, he was coaching me up. And he placed his hand on my chest. And he says, Coach K, guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart, for out of the wellspring of life. And so here, the breastplate of righteousness, the protection of right living. What about the footwear of the gospel of peace? That's protection from doubt. John 14:27. When I was on the Glacier National Park trail during this winter season, the majority of the trail we were able to handle were just standard hiking boots. I came there the last time with some low-cut, hiking shoes. Man, I was out of class. So I said, the next time I'm coming, I'm going to get me some nice hiking boots. But you see, I come here in April, and I know there's going to be a winter season, but I have none of those, what do you call those things again? Yak tracks? Yak tracks. And, I needed to borrow some of those today for traction because the ice was more difficult than the snow. The snow was fine, but the ice became difficult. So they gave me equipment to eliminate any doubt and give me protection. So it is with the footwear of the gospel of peace. Fourthly, there's the shield of faith. That's protection from the flaming arrows of the evil one. 2 Timothy 1:12 is a companion passage you can chase down with some independent study on that particular piece of armor. What about the helmet of salvation? Protection from punishment. Isaiah 52:7. God wants us to recognize how He will come and offer us that protection. And then the final piece of protection in the warrior's armor is the sword of the Spirit. Hebrews 4:12. When we get into our discussion groups, we'll talk about which piece of spiritual armor currently is giving you the greatest protection. Whatever your struggles are, match it up to the armor. And you find that it could be the Word of God. That's your belt of truth. Or God is guarding your heart and sparing you from anger flow, lava flow. Again, going back to at-risk areas, hey, we deal with anger and other things equally as we would with pornography. And so all those matters will help drag us down to destructive behavior patterns. And so which of these 6 pieces of armor will help give you the greatest protection? Where are you the most vulnerable? Again, based upon our atmosphere area, we're all wired differently. And so as a result, that is the scheme of the evil one to come attack us in different ways. If we don't wear a certain armor, then in turn, things happen in that regard. And then what is the key for you to experience armor on a regular basis? The warrior's armor. As we walk through this progression, we see the battlefield, we recognize the schemes and the strategies of the enemy, but God has equipped us with this weaponry, with this armor, to march on in such a capacity. He will allow us to claim the victory He's already accomplished at the cross. But this is where things begin to change. Over the years, when I've heard people talk on this particular subject, there's just an afterthought given to the last two verses of this text. And I would submit to you, this is the focus of God's warriors. The most undervalued, underutilized connection points, people call them spiritual disciplines. I don't really like that term, those an athletic term. I understand what that means. But it comes across so negatively to the fringe guys. These are connection points with God. And we talked about scriptural engagement. We talked about biblical community. Those are two of the connection points. But this aspect of God conversations is a crucial scenario. So we put on the gospel armor, but too quickly we want to march forward in battle. We forget what our focus should be. The most valuable lesson my father ever taught to me, Nick, was at the prayer walk. And then throughout our ministry, I'm glad that's my calling card, is the prayer hub. There'll be tremendous speakers that will cross your path and give you some articulate, expository teaching. But I hope that you hear a passion for God. And there was a guy that kind of prayed in some unusual places and met God in creation and paused and thanked Him and appreciated what He was doing in his life. And I hope that you'll also find your version of the prayer walk and your version of things you'll cross paths with in that particular way. Let's read the last two verses together in unison from Ephesians 6. And let's do stand for these last couple verses. Ephesians 6, 18 to 20. With all prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit, and with this in view, stay alert with all perseverance and petition for all God's people. And pray for me that words may be given to me when I proclaim boldly the mystery of the glad tidings, for which I'm an ambassador in chains, and pray that in proclaiming it, I may speak boldly and courageously. You may be seated. So 55 years ago, I walk out into the backyard of our home on Sandy Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I observe my father and our next door neighbor at the prayer walk. 50 years ago, there was we called them youth pastors back in the day. We had youth groups. Now we have student ministry pastors and student ministry leaders. There was a youth pastor that saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Though my father and mother were tremendous in their spiritual walks with God. Dad was a pastor for 35 years before the Lord took him home. Prayed the prayer blessing over us, I already mentioned to you. Mom was a tremendous influence. She's the last of the Mohicans. Which, by the way, if your parents are still here, maximize and enjoy every moment that you have with them. For one day, all you will have are memories. 1:34 p.m. yesterday at McGregor Lake. Remember me taking a picture? And I told you I would tell you the answer to that question. My dad passed away at 1:34 p.m. on Friday, January the 20th, year 2000. We're at McGregor Lake, one final prayer time, and just observing God and His marvelous creation. And there's an old car out there that doesn't even deserve to go to the junkyard. It doesn't even deserve to go to the scrap pile. It's just like a squash Coke can or something. And we shot a video about the hurting man. And talked about how God comes and takes broken pieces and puts them back together and gets renewal. through redemption. He provides restoration. Now, as far as a card buff is concerned, I can't talk forestry with you. I can't get a bow and arrow. I certainly can't go fishing with you. They want to invite me to the Bassmasters Classic. I didn't contribute to my team today. Didn't get a ring or horseshoes out there. But I'm telling you one thing, when it comes to cars and racing, we can talk that language with you until the cows come home. But this place serves beyond restoration. But I thought it was interesting when we stopped and looked at his digital readout, 1:34 p.m. And that was like my dad smiling down. Hey, son, you got this weekend. You got it. Because I'm going to be looking over the balcony of heaven, and that prayer blessing I prayed over you when I passed away, I had no clue you'd go to Montana and do this in 2019, but God did. There was also a question asked about, how do we keep the marital fires burning? And I'm certainly not a perfect husband. I'm still trying to become the man that my dear wife deserves. But I will tell you, most recently, since we launched this ministry the intentional way, we take these 2-mile prayer walks for exercise, but also for intercessory purposes. And next to chamber time, that's the best thing we do together as a couple. I feel more close to my wife, I feel more connected to her, and she would say the same with you on these 2-mile prayer walks. We communicate back and forth about what's going on. You can do certain things in the house, but it's just interesting to kind of get out and about and observe God. In springtime, she's planting flowers back in the Carolinas this weekend. It's 70 degrees, and we're about 6 weeks ahead of you weather-wise. And so we just enjoy the changing of the seasons at this particular time. But I'll tell you what, to hear her pray for you guys, and pray for me, and to pray for others, it's just so valuable. So I would encourage all you guys to pray for your wife and to pray with your wife. That's something basic that you can add. We're talking about praying over you and praying for these friends, guys. But listen, let's also take it in and do that in the home. What does it mean to be devoted to prayer? Colossians 4:2 breaks this down. It says, pray devotedly, pray thankfully, and pray watchfully. That is crucial for you not to experience that as we march forward in our faith. And I've learned over the years the importance of what it means to pray devotedly. A man that prays fits prayer in. A man that's devoted to prayer gives prayer priority. A man that prays when there are problems. But a man devoted to prayer prays when there are opportunities. A man that prays asks God to bless what he's doing. But a man devoted to prayer asks God to enable him to do with his blessing. A man that prays becomes tired, weary, and stressed out. But a man devoted to prayer will mount on wings like eagles, will run and not grow weary, will walk and will not faint. The most energizing aspect of my walk with God is to spend time with Him on these prayer walks, in these prayer halls, having a chance to just intercede for God. And to train some of these fellows that are coming up the ranks, shall we say, in experiencing God's ways, how to have a conversation with God. And that's a crucial element of this whole effort. Each piece put on prayer. You see, we've been told to armor up and to march on, but each piece has got to be put on prayer. It gives us that aspect of understanding significance in that regard. In addition to being devoted to prayer, God is looking for us to have an unending zeal for sharing the good news from prayerful preparation. Around the campfire tonight, I hope that you'll have somebody in your mind, because I'm leaving you with this challenge. Amongst the 50 of you, including those of you from other churches, who are the guys on the fringe back in your congregations that you might be able to reach? You might not become their foxhole friend. They might not become your band of brothers gatherings. But you may enjoy some of the same things, or you'll have a chance to reach out. Maybe your wife is really close friends with their wife. And so you're looking for some means to invite them to some gathering, or just befriend them in some small way, that over the next year, they might come and enjoy something like this. And so prayer will be a crucial part. Father, who might that be? There might not be a name that will immediately come to you. But it could be somebody in your small group that necessarily didn't come this weekend, but you knew their schedule would allow them to be here. So as you think about who that individual, Father, give me wisdom, give me guidance in that realm. And then the whole process. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Pray without ceasing. In the same way, prayer is essential in this ongoing warfare. Pray hard and long. Pray for your brothers and sisters. The questions we'll toss out. You only get a couple of questions in because of this being a combo session. There are multiple levels of prayer. Have you ever experienced the warrior level? If so, share your experiences. We need to awaken in men a passion for God and to summon the church to align to His kingdom. What is the role of prayer in this ultimate mission? Another thing that's unique about Montana is you have these various kingdom gatherings. You know, sometimes I have to get permission from churches. Hey, is this an open retreat, or is this for your local church? And you got a lot of kingdom gatherings that are taking place all across Kalispell. I've dropped in the dirt bags. You guys ever been to dirt bags or heard about it? I've dropped into the mud pumps. Is that the other group on Friday mornings? Ugly mugs, yeah, okay. Those kind of situations. I've had a chance to visit those in my previous travels. And that's always refreshing and rewarding because the largest church in America I've ever visited is Panera Bread Community Church. Y'all have Panera Breads in here? Yeah. Everywhere I go, they have multiple of those locations where most people live. And there's 3 or 4 men's groups meeting there. And I'm thinking, why aren't they joined with others from the church? A lot of times the church lacks intentionality. They're looking for a kingdom gathering, and that's a crucial aspect to develop God's kingdom. And so be kingdom-minded in your prayer. It's great to have multiple churches here this weekend and have a chance to explain that and experience it with them. What is the role of prayer in our ultimate mission? So some of the questions tonight in this last session could just be personal reflections. Can I take home assignments? Others, we can bring to the forefront specifically about the armor as we march forward. The battle, the enemy, the armor, and the focus. I would hope that you can leave a legacy in your family as my dad left to me. I have a granddaughter who's 9 years of age. Her name is Madison. One of my favorite titles is to be the mayor of Madisonville. I go and have lunch with her at school. My wife was there yesterday, pinch hitting for me. Madison's dad walked out on her when she was 2 months of age. He loved Mustangs better than he loved Madison because he had a father's wound that was never healed. When Shane's dad passed away, I saw the first and only tear in his life. And I believe that was a tear of regret that he never got his dad's affirmation. The reason he's all into Mustangs, he was trying to prove himself to his father of what he could accomplish. Because he was a loose baby. His dad was 52 when he was born. They were planning to have kids late in life. So his dad's been there, done that. Shane comes up. His older brother becomes his father figure. I forewarned my daughter before they got married. Honey, there's some emotional challenges there when you can get a father figure to kind of, she felt like that could be accomplished. And for the first couple of years, maybe some strides were taken. But if we never go back and deal with our stuff, if we never go off and offload that, several of this week we talk about your stuffers. We tend to stuff that. But that causes eventually, once in a while, the door's going to spring open and it's just going to all come flow down. And so before it gets completely stuffed, somebody's got to be there to help us work through that and have a process. That was not the case for my former son-in-law. So Madison came to live with us for 4 years. And I became more than just her grandfather. I became her father figure. And that was a big gut punch for me. I'd gone to about 35 states about that time. We talked about this morning how the bullseye gets bigger. God hasn't attacked my marriage, or the evil one hasn't attacked my marriage, but he showed up in our family when Shane walked away from Christian. But not too long after that, as I was holding that precious granddaughter, the only thing she's ever known in life, which is what some of you know, is to bounce back and forth between 2 houses. My son-in-law never had an affair. He just loved his Mustangs. And when it became time to buy some diapers and baby food, and he couldn't buy some extra parts for the next Mustang, he was still trying to prove to his dad, who was gone. He took his money and ran with it. that's semi-confidential. Because I trust you guys. But here's what God told me about Shane. Honor your father and your mother is an unconditional principle. You have a father's womb. You got a disconnect from your dad. He divorced. He left the environment. That's still your biological father. And you are obligated for God Almighty to recognize that's your good father, but to begin to pray for God to touch the heart of your biological father. Coach, that's too hard. I can't do that. I know that's hard. But here's what the Lord told me. One of these days, Madison may come to you and ask you this question. Paul, you know all the country. She tells me, I know you won't be there Friday because you're going somewhere a long ways away to tell those men about Jesus. I sure am, honey. One day she might ask me this question. Did you give my daddy the grace and mercy you offered to those guys in Montana, and in Cleveland, Ohio, and next week in Michigan? Father, fifth rib, I can't go offer grace and mercy to you and not be an ambassador and a representative of God's willingness to bring him back. He'll never become my daughter's husband. After a 4-year run, living with us at home, she met a guy whose wife had died of cancer, and they blended the family over the last 5 years. But Madison still goes back every weekend to spend with her dad. Her grandmother takes her to church. And I'm still praying for Shane to become the man that God wants him to be. The father's wound and some other factors allowed that marriage it wasn't an affair, it wasn't pornography. He just wanted to have enough cash to be able to buy some Mustang parts. Because he's still trying to prove himself to his earthly father, who's now gone. But when I was in the school the other day, having lunch with Madison, she says, Papa, you're going to tell those guys out there that you're the mayor of Madisonville. I said, man, because I found the third dimension of love. I found somebody at the table today. There's love for my wife, Candy, the queen of my castle. We enjoy the prayer walks with. There's love for Christian Robert Brooks. My son's a young boy for Christ at age 30. My daughter's still healing from that divorce, but now, blending that family, they had their 5th anniversary last week. She says, Dad, I've never been married for 5 years. Ching, ching. That's still some brokenness there. There's still some healing going on. In other words, will Jason Bolton run one day? Can I trust him? As the African-American girl said last evening. But Madison said this, and I will close. You tell everybody that you're the mayor of Madisonville. Where's your office, Papa? Where's your office? I said, it's Chuck E. Cheese. It's Monkey Joe's. It's at the sprint car tracks. It's at Carowinds, our theme park. Wherever you are is where the mayor's office is. And I walked down the sidewalk and got in my car and drove back to my home office. And the Lord said, where's my office? His office was at Glacier National Park when we walked by the Brick Road the other day. His office was the tree jutting up out of a dead trunk. That may not mean anything to you out there, but that means something to me. God and I had a divine encounter. And I want to leave you. I know I've got my grill this weekend. But there's so much potential in this room that I sense that I cannot coach you hard. But I leave you in this passion that God's office is inviting you to come in and spend some time. Yes, we're going to man up. We're going to fight that good fight of faith. But you learn how to kneel down. And a godly man has God conversations and talks with God. And he cries out to God. There's not always answers that's going to come our way. And there's going to be some tough sledding. And I was in a conference just like this one time. I shared the story a few occasions where I felt I could trust the crowd with it. And a man shook my hand. As they were walking out, I like to shake everyone's hand and give one final word of encouragement. And he said, I really enjoyed the sessions this weekend. Yeah, you got higher RPMs, but I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your intensity. You travel a lot, you just kind of mail this stuff in. You speak on these kind of subjects, but you personalize it. You took an interest in us. But the one thing I will take away, I am ashamed, Junior, and nobody until today has reminded me of God's grace and mercy. And so the story has yet to be concluded with my ex-son-in-law. But that is the father that we're going to honor, even when he's undeserving of that. And through prayer, God reminds me that I must look at him through the eyes of Jesus and not through the eyes of Jeff. May God take you to greater heights and deeper depths. And may God conversations be your focus as you go forward in your walk with him and going back to that family to interact, to find some foxhole friends to begin to do life with, find some hiking trails and some guys to invest with. And I trust that we will see what God will do in and through each one of you. Lord, it's always tough to say goodbye because there are just certain locker rooms you walk into and you feel a kindred spirit. So it's really been an honor and a privilege to be here. And you've told me to coach these guys up. I always wait on you. I don't predetermine that. There's content. There's philosophies. There's strategies. When I look these players in the eyes and I see the depths of what they're sharing with each other, what many of them have shared with me, it's just amazing to know that this side of heaven, we can have this moment in time. And so I leave these guys with the legacy factor. My father's been with you for 19 years, but I go back to the prayer rock. I believe I go back to the prayer rock because though I'm not the patriarch of the family, the oldest of 3 kids, the boy in me remembers the significance of the prayer rock. And Lord, as Madison reminds me, oh boy, you pray a lot. But oftentimes she'll ask me to pray with her. That in her little mind, she could grasp that you're the good Father. And then one day, maybe her biological dad will come to that place. He professes to know you. It seems like he bought some fire insurance a long time ago, which a lot of people in the South do. And I would ask, Father, you would heal his wound. Does he have regrets from walking away? He's gotten married now, and one of the ways you've been answering prayers, April, his new wife, has been very kind to Madison. And so we're happy about that. He actually let her come and play soccer, let me coach her last year. He brought her on the weekends that he had. Just a little small step. So wherever these guys are, as they're struggling with their own challenges, give them hope, give them assurance, give them awareness. Before we can truly man up, we must learn how to kneel down. And all the men of God said, Amen.